Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company and it is Tuesday Newsday. I'm delighted to be here with you today. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're going to cover first things first. All right, so this Friday's tutorial is really fun because a lady sent me some old quilts and I made a new quilt pattern for you. So let me just show you. The fabric is Folk and Lore. And then this is the original old block. Look at this cute flower. How cute is that, right? It was all these blocks, and I actually sewed 6 of them together and made a little wall hanging for myself. But I also decided to make a pattern out of this. And here's it's just the orange peel template. If you have the orange peel template, I just used that and made a 4-inch circle. So this is the little flower. I just think they're so fun and cute. And so we have a whole quilt of those, and that is happening this Friday. That will be the tutorial, and it's called Vintage Daisy. And I think that's don't judge me for my 5-pound box of Twizzlers. Just don't judge me. All right, so that is the tutorial that's coming up, the Vintage Daisy. Very fun. Also, we just got finished with our Doan Girls Retreat. What a wonderful retreat. It was really sweet. So as I start doing some of these that is my last Doan Girl Retreat for a while, a couple of years maybe. And so the retreat was wonderful. It was really sweet. They all got together and made a little piece of a bigger puzzle, which in quilting, I think that's such a wonderful metaphor because it's like, you know, we all come together, we all bring this little part of ourselves, and at the end you have this beautiful project. And it's like fabric. Every square is different. Every square tells a story, and at the end of it you have this beautiful thing, this beautiful quilt that brings you comfort. And so that's how this retreat felt. I mean, it was just really sweet for me. So that's the recap of that. It was a great retreat, a lot of fun to be had, a lot of silliness for sure. Which we love, and Natalie and Misty are going to keep doing them, so don't worry about that. And they are, it's going to be just fun. It's just going to be as fun. And so look for information on that. That'll be coming out. So they're trying to flesh everything out and plan how they're going to do it and what they're going to do. And they'll be different, but they'll still be really good. So be sure and watch for those and give them some support and some love. All right, so not this week, but the next week, I think. No, the week after next. When do I go to Garden of Quilts, Annie? What is the calendar?
September 10th.
September 10th.
So not this week and not next week, but
okay.
The week after.
So I have these 2 weeks, and then I go to Garden of Quilts in Lehi, Utah, and it's at Thanksgiving Point. And we are teaching 3 classes, and we are also doing a Q&A. My mind just went blank. Sorry about that. You know, you get me. I know you do. I know you do. So that's Garden of Quilts. And then the following week is Birthday Bash. So we've been getting ready for Birthday Bash. And one of the things I wanted to show you, because we'd love everybody to come in costume. So I made this little skirt right here. Let me show you. I just made it out of background fabric. I put a piece of elastic in the waist to make the hem. But really, I just folded my fabric. I opened it up and folded it into 4ths. And I just laid this on the fold, like this part on the fold, and cut this. And then I just cut like the point off, where the fabric comes out and sticks up. I cut the point off. And so be careful how much you cut, because I put 2 buttons on this because it could stretch, but it's super easy to make a circle skirt. I'm sure there's a tutorial somewhere on there. But I made this because I thought one of my grandgirls might want to use it and wear a little 50s clothing, so that could be fun. So also at the Doan Girls Retreat, there was a lady, her name is Angie, and Angie came up and somebody had just given her a stack of quilt blocks. And she said, what would you do with these? And I said, I would just sew them together. And she said, well, do you want them? They're not really my style. And I was like, yes, I want them. And so then let me tell you what happened. So I have 5 grandchildren, 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 5 grandchildren who are graduating. And so I get to make them a graduation quilt, or they get to pick from the quilts that I have. And so the first grandchild was came right away, Gideon. He came with an idea. He came with a picture. He came with a color palette, and he wanted to make a quilt, and or he wanted me to make him a quilt, and we made quite a few blocks. Let me just show you. We made a few blocks before we got to where we wanted to be, and the quilt was big like this. And I'm trying to make it smaller because when 4 of these come together, we're going to have a huge area of just black, and I didn't want that. And so I tried pulling a color out. I tried all these different things, and I was just stuck on the 2.5-inch strip. And then I woke up the next morning and I'm like, Jenny, make the strip smaller. And I was like, what? Why didn't I think of that? So we made the strip smaller. So this is the block we get. So this is it right here. And there's 4 strips. So you make it like a tube, and let me see if I have 1 block. Yeah. So this is made like a tube, and they sit together in this long tube strip. So this one has the stripes on one side of color, and then this is the background square. So then as you come along and you cut these out, and you just cut them. It's summer in the park. It's that quilt block, summer in the park. So as you cut these like this, when you open them up, you have this block. And when you put 4 of these together, you're going to get a block that looks like this. And so let me show you the quilt, because he knew what order he wanted the strips in. He knew what colors he wanted. He knew how he wanted it to go. We had to change it a few times just so he'd know. And then he said these words to me, which you're going to crack up. By the way, I believe my bed is a full size. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we did a piano key border. We put all these blocks together. We did a piano key border. And this is what we ended up with right here.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is beautiful.
It's so cool, right?
Jaw.
It looks glowing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yep.
Looks like it's on fire.
Right. And so I showed him a plain border, and then I showed him a piano key, and he's like, oh, let's do the piano key border. So this is ready to go off to quilting. Of course, he wants flames quilted on it and orange thread. He even knew what color thread he wanted. Which leads me to grandchild number 2. The next one who chimed in right away was Jason. And Jason said, well, I don't know what I want, but I want some purple. And that's really all I know. Just make sure there's some purple in it. So then I happened to be looking through, let me get this over here on this pile. I can't mess up Cherry's piles to go to the quilter. So these are the blocks I got from Angie at the Doan Girls. They're all K faucet, and they're like Dresden's. Look at this now.
Wow.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. And so I put this up and I said, hey, grandchildren, do any of you love this one? And right away Jason said, oh, I love K fabric. And I said, well, I can put a pink back or a purple back on it, and then you'll have some purple. And he said, oh, can you make it cuddle, the really furry kind? And I said, I can. So this is going to go to the quilter, and it will be quilted with purple cuddle on the back. And thank you, Angie, because you saved me, because now I don't have to make a whole nother quilt.
Well, and Cave has a lot of those purples in it. That's perfect.
He has tons of purples in here, yeah, and Jason is super excited about that. All right, so then I got Ashlyn came, and Ashlyn came to my house, and she was looking through my quilts, and she actually picked my G's Bend quilt. And she wanted something scrappy and something that had lots of different colors, and she just fell in love with that quilt. So I was like, you take it, I'll write on the back, and so that was like, whoo, Ella also wanted a quilt, and she thinks I have one that she wants to pick from. But if she doesn't, she's going to start looking through patterns just in case, because after all, I do have 35 days left that I'm going to be here. So, I have plenty of days to make a quilt. Well, then came Phoebe, and Phoebe, she sent me, it's so fun how different they all are. So Phoebe sent me a paint chip color palette and 3 design boards that she wanted her quilt to be in these colors. And she wants it to be more fallish with those warm oranges and yellows and things like that. Phoebe happens to be like me. She loves Halloween. And so I sent her with a kit. When she was here visiting me, she saw this Halloween kit. Now this is not the graduation quilt. I still have to make the graduation quilt. Phoebe made this herself, and she just sent it back to me so I could have it quilted. But this is Misty's last year block of the month, and it's so cute. And I can't even tell you how tickled I am at her work.
Wow.
Look at this. Isn't this fun? Can you see the bottom of it?
Oh, the house.
Right?
And all the cats. It's so cute.
It's so cute. And I really want you to, you know, I would not even maybe do this with my own stuff, but if you look at her applique stitching.
I actually noticed that.
It is so good.
It's beautiful.
So like here, look around these letters. Look at what a good job she did. Like, holy smoke, girl, you are good.
Where's the little cattail? There we go.
There's the cattail.
So cute.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah, she did amazing.
She did a great job on this. So we'll get this backed and sent back to her. And then I have to go this afternoon. I'm going to go pick out the fabric for her. I'm not going to sit down yet because I have 2 more things to show you. I'm going to go pick out the fabric for her graduation quilt that I will make because she's already given me the pattern and the color palette. So one of the finishes that I've been working on, so you guys know in my trailer I keep a quilt, a project that I'm working on all the time. So the project I've been working on is postcards from Sweden, and I decided since I was going to be gone, you know, I would just finish it up. So this is my postcards from Sweden quilt, and it's all half square triangles.
Wow.
And it's beautiful too. It has that real glowy feel. Isn't that gorgeous?
I love all those colors. The solids are beautiful.
I love it too. And I just did I didn't do it the way the pattern said because I can do it easier. So instead of cutting little triangles and making little half square triangles, I actually just drew the line and sewed on both sides. So I actually have two of these, you know, that like Natalie, I think, has already begged for the other one. So then also the other thing that I've been doing lately is I finished that project for my trailer. And then I had an old denim jean quilt that I had made. So whenever my boys would wear out their pants, you know, they'd go from long pants to short pants, and I would, you know, cut them off and hem the knees. And then I'd have the leg left over, and I would cut squares out of them, and I made this quilt. And so I put it together, and one of the things that's really funny about taking apart an old quilt that you've made before is that I made this before rotary cutters. I made it before templates, and so I used a piece of cardboard and I drew around it and I cut them out with a scissor. And of course I was a clothing sewer, so my seams are 5/8 inches. They're great big seams. And so I took this whole quilt apart because the back of it was just shredding, and it wasn't even really usable. So I took it apart. Of course, the denim is great. And so I squared every block on the whole quilt, and now I'm sewing them together again. And so this is this denim quilt that I've been working on. And I have 3 more rows over there to put on it, but look at how cool this is. See, I just have the top part done. But these are all my little kids' old pants. And so they make great picnic baskets too. I don't know if you've thought of this, but when you sit with your jeans on the ground, nothing sticks to them. Burrs don't stick, dirt doesn't stick. You just brush it off and go. And so a denim quilt makes a really nice picnic blanket. And so I'm making and putting this back together again. I'll add the, how many rows do I have up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows. So it'll be nice picnic size. And I'm pretty sure Alan wants this one. He's the oldest of the boys, so his pants are probably the ones that are in it the most, at least with big enough squares to fit on here. And so I've been busy. I've been working on things. You know, this is a time when I want to get lots of little ends tied up and little things finished up. And so I've also been working on secret Christmas things that are going to have to be given out in September. So I think, Annie, I think there's some questions for us, but that's what I've been doing. I hope you guys have been having a good, productive time, and we have a few little questions that we can answer.
Just a couple.
Okay. I hope you guys seemed to really enjoy Janet last week. She's so talented. She's such a great gal. You know, you can just, again, you can keep a watch on her stuff on her website. It's Janet Wecker Frisch, and she's on Instagram. But, you know, she just does beautiful artwork, great work. I really love her.
She was so fun to spend time with.
She's delightful.
Yeah.
She's just absolutely a delightful lady, and she and I've been friends for many years. We're close to the same age, and we've just been, you know, it's good. She's a good friend. So, what questions?
Is the entire press online available now?
It should be, yes. It should be available.
Have you ever made a quilt jacket from an actual quilt?
I haven't, and I've thought about it. I bought a quilt one time that I thought would make a great quilt jacket. And as the lady was wrapping it up, she said, "I'm so happy to sell this to you because the last lady wanted to turn this into a jacket." And I was like, so I haven't done it yet. Actually, this is not true. I actually helped my friend Susan cut up a quilt and make a quilt jacket. So I made one for someone else, but I haven't made one for myself. But I have one. I have several that somebody sent me, and they have like big dog chews in them, you know. And she's like, "Can anything be done about this?" And you can, you know, you can make a smaller quilt and all that. But I thought one of those might make a good, at least one to practice on, you know, a quilt to practice on. For me, it's all about where the designs land. You know, you want to be careful about, you know, what's no Dresden plates right here. You know, I mean, you just want to be careful about those things. And so, you know, just watch your patterns and know where the pattern lands on you. But Teresa Coates has a great tutorial on a quilt coat that she actually makes the quilt for the coat. Yeah, she makes the quilt to go on the coat. Excuse me. So what's next? One more question. I think one or two, isn't there?
Oh, please do a tutorial on junk journals.
Mm.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
Do you know what? Annie, if you'll remind me, I'll bring my junk journals next week to show on Tuesday Newsday. Because really, a quick little demonstration is really all you need. It's basically scrapbooking on steroids, you know.
Just with a little more fabric involved.
A little more fabric involved. I'll bring those next week. I better write it down. Junk journals.
And there was a lot of love for your cute dress that you wore last week.
Oh, my dress. That was so fun. So I walked into this little boutique in England, and there was this dress right there, and it was on the clearance rack, and checked all my boxes, you know. I think I paid $35 for it, and it was quilt blocks. It could not go home with me, and so I just fell in love with it. I've worn it several times. Everybody fell in love with it at the retreat because I wore it during the retreat. I mean, it's just really cute. There was a second one that I bought, and it's floral, but the band across here and the band across the bottom are quilt blocks. How could I not buy that? Anyway, I'm waiting for because it comes up high up under my arms, you know, it's like a jumper, but I'll wear it with a little t-shirt. But the t-shirt I have is like too loose under the arms, so all the fabric gathers. So I ordered on Amazon a tighter sleeve t-shirt. So when I get that one, that outfit all assembled, I'll wear that. And you guys, I'll show you guys. So that one is also adorable. But they're called Salt. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. I'll have Annie put a link to the name, or just mention the name. I'll go home and look at the tag. That's what I'll do. And then Annie can put a little mention in it of you know, where, because there was one of the gals at the retreat, she went and searched and found the site and bought herself the same dress. So it's great to know you can do that, right? All right, any more questions? All right, well, I guess it's not it for today yet. I have one more thing I want to tell you about. So it has been the most beautiful weather here in Hamilton. And let me just tell you that today it is 98 degrees. I don't know what is happening with our weather, but we're gonna be in the 90s most of this week. And I am just shocked because it's been so lovely, and all of a sudden this week, I don't know what's happening. Maybe the sun is closer to Hamilton. Again. Yeah, it's definitely an Indian summer. So anyway, it'll be warm if you come here, you know. But that's the weather in Hamilton. I hope it's lovely where you are. We'll see you guys later. Have a great week.